Okay, so I'm gonna start working on my VR6. Let me see, the most important things are like the seats and obviously the radiator fan and getting the aircon working and the power steering. So we're gonna start stripping the front cradle off so I can fit the new aircon radiator, and then I'm gonna start with the seats. You can see they need bushes first. See how loose they are. Seat rails need to be changed. You can see on both of them. And then I'm gonna have a look at this, the handbrake at the same time. It looks like it might be cables or something like that. Then after that I'm gonna have a look at getting rid of this free play and this forward and backward free play. That will make the gears a lot better on the car. Then once I've done that, I'm gonna tackle this fan controller. I need to find a set of wires that I can, or wiring diagram I can use to connect the fan controller correctly. Then I can see that if I pull out these wires here, I can see it has already been worked on. You can see all of this wiring has been opened. If I'm looking inside, I can see the aircon pipes are completely missing, but everything else looks pretty much intact. So I'm going to give it a go. And then I also found that the main intake pipe, you can see it's got some tape here, then underneath it's actually open. So I'm going to just take that off and put some duct tape just for now, and then I'll order a new pipe. Okay, well, the hits keep on coming here. I've got this car up on the lift and oh my soul. As we can see underneath, it's not the neatest thing in the world. Starter bolt is missing. It's got a bit of an oil leak here. The oil cooler seems to be leaking. That bolt is loose. You can see the power steering pump has got silicone on this part, and you can see it's definitely leaking. You can see the breather is sweating a bit, but that's not a problem. For the aircon, this pipe is missing completely. You can see there on the aircon itself, all the pipes are missing completely, no fitting. Then if we carry on, the caliper was leaking here. We just tightened the bolt here, and now I'm checking the ABS. The wires are completely cut off. Can't show you up here. No wires on the front. Sensors are missing. You can see on this side as well. There, the ABS wires are cut off. The gearbox, you can see here, this piece is broken. It's definitely been worked on. CV boot, you can see the shaft. Definitely a CV there. If we look underneath, it's not too bad. I can see it's got new control arm bushes. But guys, really, you got to check this exhaust. You got to check this exhaust. This is now definitely Gundam style. Check this exhaust. It's joined. Here's the factory part. That's where it's joined. Then it's joined here. Then it's joined here. Then it's joined here. Then they put some funny flexi from another car. Then it's joined here. Then you carry on to the back. Then it's joined over here with a big patch. Then it's joined over here. And it's joined over here. Can you believe it? That's why this exhaust is sitting skew. You can see it's sitting, it's supposed to be about there. So this thing is going to need a complete new exhaust. And then I'm looking at the back, the handbrake cables, that's why the handbrake's not working. They're completely shoelaced. You can check this one as well. Completely shoelaced. And it's missing the housing for the fuel filter, you know. And underneath, it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. I can see it's been worked on a little bit here. So you can see most of this is just dents. We can have all this knocked out. But the main part, it looks okay. And then over here you can see the fender liners are all missing here. All these pieces are supposed to be a cover in here. Wires hanging loose here for, they've put aftermarket globes. Yeah, so buying a second-hand car, it pays to get an extra 120 photos so that when you get there you don't get disappointed, where you don't see all the damage, you don't see it all, and you end up buying a lemon. But it's okay, we will transform this lemon into an orange. Right, so I've got the car jacked up here. I just want to show you here. Check at this. Check all the screws and the fender. You can see if you look up here, look at the inside of the fender liner here, or where the fender liner fits. You can see how it's all been bent. So, and then I can see on the side here, if I look from underneath, it's quite badly damaged underneath here, all the way along. So we're just busy fitting on some new handbrake cables, because the cables are completely shoelaced. You can see we're just fitting some new cables. I got them from Goldwagen in stock, and hopefully after this the seems like the lever's still fine. And then we're going to start taking off the front clip. We're going to take off the cradle, and I've got the stuff here, new power steering pump. Managed to get one from Goldwagen. Thank you to Goldwagen Port Shepstone, who's helping me with all the parts for this thing. Brand new pump, so hopefully we can get rid of the winding, and then we'll flush the system and put some brand new antifreeze. Then I'm just waiting for the fan controller. It's missing the one plug was unplugged, and all the pins here, you can see how badly it's all corroded. So this is really a beware when buying a second-hand, previously abused car. The guy who I bought this car from said to me, it's mint, a little bit of cosmetic here and there, but I'm seeing it's just sort of a hashed together sort of car, so the guy could get rid of it, and I'm the sap who managed to buy it for, I think, a little bit too much. But it's all repairable, because these cars are becoming so scarce, especially this model with the small headrests. So I'm going to repair everything. You can see here, I just want to show you, I've got the pipe. The intake pipe is completely damaged. I was complaining the car was a bit underpowered. When I took the intake pipe off, you can see the whole thing is ripped, and this fitting here, this is a part of the breather assembly. You can see how they've taped all the parts of the pipe. Unfortunately, this pipe is not actually available, because this is for the newer spec. The only pipe that we can get is for the older spec, where it's got a little pipe sticking out the side here for the idle valve, but we can just block it off. I think the actual pipes are the same. So we're trying our best to start to get this car to look a bit better. It looks so nice from the outside, and now you can see I've done things like I've cleaned it a little bit. You can see how nice the paint is cleaned up, you know, in comparison with that where I haven't cleaned, and here where I have. But yeah, there's overspray on everything. You can actually see all the overspray here on all the clips. Still got the rubber, but it's all full of overspray. So we're gonna have to sit and clean and get all the old paint off of there. Then yeah, the fenders over here are actually physically rough. I don't know what they've done here. but the paint over here is super nice, so we might just refinish the insides of these fender walls. And you can see I've cleaned here, but it's quite damaged. And then yeah, on the wiper aperture, all of the little clips are missing. So this is basically day one of the refurbishment of the VR6 that I bought. I thought it was 100%. Meantime, it's about 40% with all. I have to touch just about every single part of the car except for the actual engine. The engine seems to be good, but the gearbox has got a problem. There seems to be free play on the diff. There's all this overspray. So really guys, if you're gonna buy a second-hand car, make sure you get like 500 pictures of the thing, and close-up pictures, not just a picture of the guy in the car park, because this is what happens. The pictures in the car park, the car looked amazing, and when I got it, it is not so amazing. Alright, so I'm busy with the rest of my inspection, and I found this car has actually got the wrong discs on it. If you look here, you can see the pad is right on the end, but look at the space here. So this car has got like a 280, but it's supposed to have a 288 disc. And then if you check in front, you can see all the overspray from where it's been painted. Check even on the radiator, covered in overspray. Even all the aircon components are full of paint. We're just busy taking off the caliper there, and I'm busy changing the brake fluid. Because you don't think to drive, when you're driving, the brake fluid light is on, the red brake light, and I was just driving thinking, no, it's a handbrake switch. Meantime, the car had a brake fluid leak, and there was no brake fluid in the master cylinder. So luckily, the brakes didn't fail. So what we've done so far, I've fitted the new handbrake cables in, so the handbrake is working now. We're just busy bleeding the brakes. See, on this side I've got my brake bleeder, got the pump set up in front. Mr. Gourmet is just changing the front discs there, then we'll carry on bleeding it. But you can see already the brake fluid is clean. That bottle was actually black.